Hi friends, this is Rika. Welcome to this class. This class is the first of a 7-week journey. We're going to flow through the 7 main chakras within our body. So today we're going to start with the root chakra, which is located in between our hips in the pelvic floor. It's the first of the 7 chakras, which come all the way to the crown of the head. The first chakra is all about setting foundation, finding safety and security, and that's also what we're going to do throughout the class today. So we're going to start with some sun salutations, some warriors, some easy poses to really find the right alignment to have a great foundation for the next 6 weeks. We're going to use the muladhara today, which is a muscle in our pelvic floor, the perineal muscle. I'm going to tell you when to engage it. You can also do that. It's really hard to distinguish it between all the muscles in your pelvic floor. So you can tilt your pelvic towards the front and it will automatically engage it. For this class we won't use anything, but it's always nice to have a strap and 2 blocks handy just in case if you need those. We will start today in a seated posture in Virasana, so come onto your shins and then sit in between your heels. Now here you can already use a block or something to lift your pelvic floor up a little bit if this is otherwise too challenging for your legs. And then take your hands, one on your tummy and one on your heart or onto your ribs, wherever it feels comfortable. And maybe roll your shoulders back, close your eyes or soften your gaze, and take a few deep inhales and exhales here. Maybe notice where the air flows within your body when you inhale, and how your body flattens down when you exhale. Try to inhale and exhale through your nose. And without any judgment or any manipulation, just notice where the air flows and which areas of your body are filled with air. Maybe it's your tummy. Maybe you feel it in your ribs. Or maybe your air goes into your chest area today. Now with your next inhale, I invite you to breathe all the way into your belly. Or if you exhale out your belly. Again, inhale into your belly. Exhale out your belly. Do this a few more times in your own pace. And feel how the air fills up your whole lower abdomen, or the whole area, the lower part of your upper body. Maybe you feel your navel rise. Maybe the sides of your body. Maybe your lower back. Or if you exhale, everything flattens back down. Maybe you can consciously move the air into the sides of your body. Maybe you can consciously move it into your lower back. Now with your next inhale, breathe into your belly and into your ribs. Exhale out your ribs, out your belly. Repeat this. Inhale, belly and ribs. Exhale, ribs and belly. Do this a few times in your own pace, while try to breathe equally into your belly and into your ribs, and equally out your ribs and out your belly. Maybe you now notice how your ribs lift up towards the front, towards the sides, or maybe you feel the ribs lifting up in the back of your body. And with your exhale, everything flattens back down. Your ribs first, and then your lower abdomen. Now with your next inhale, breathe into your belly, ribs and chest, and out your chest, ribs and belly. Repeat belly, ribs and chest. Exhale, chest, ribs and belly. Maybe you feel now how the air fills up your chest area, all the way up to your collarbones, to your shoulders. Maybe your shoulder blades draw outward. Wherever you feel the air flowing, notice it. Be completely aware what body part, what region of each body part is filled up with the air you breathe in and flattened with the breath out. Maybe you can connect all the three parts now into one big wave. Your belly, ribs and chest. And the same with the exhale, chest, ribs and belly. Do this one more time. Inhale like this. And with your exhale, release your breath and release your hands onto your upper thighs. And take a few more breaths here. Notice where the air now flows in all automatically, all by itself. Maybe you feel a change in your breath. Maybe it feels deeper, longer. Whatever it is, notice and flow with it. With your next inhale, start to blink with your eyes. Do some small blinks first. And then some bigger, slower blinks. Until you open up your eyes completely. Remove your plug from underneath your hips. And then bring your feet in front of you and open up your legs all the way towards the sides, to the corners, maybe of your room, or to the corners of your mat. Flex your feet, bring your heels into the floor underneath you, really grounding your heels down. Ground your pelvis or your hip bones down, your buttocks all the way into the mat underneath you. Feel really strong here. You can also take your hands to your sides for a moment. Roll your shoulders back, have a really long elongated spine here. And then with your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to look up towards your fingertips. And with your exhale, bend towards the front. Really try to keep a straight back here. Keep reaching to the front. And when you can't go any further, then release your hands onto the mat. Maybe you can release your elbows onto the mat. And keep your spine as long as it can be. Your neck is the extension of your spine. And with each out-breath, try to come a little bit further towards the floor underneath you. Maybe you can walk your hands towards the front a little bit. With your next inhale, reach your arms back up, come into an upright position. And with your exhale, bend towards the right side. Your right hand comes onto your outside of your shin or the outside of your foot. Your left arm comes above you. Really feel the stretch in the left side of your body. You can look towards the side or towards your elbow mold and then really try to lift up your chest towards the ceiling so you're not bending over too much. Keep your both hips grounding into the mat, so you're not lifting up your left hip bone here. Or if you inhale, come back to center. Reach up, make yourself really long. And with your exhale, bend towards the left side. Your right arm above you, open up towards the ceiling. Keep both hips on the mat. Right buttocks crowning into the mat here. Keep your feet flexed. And feel the stretch in the right side of your body. Inhale, come back to center, reach up, make yourself really long. Or with your exhale, bring your hands to your sides, place your hands underneath your knees or thighs, and then bend your knees and bring your feet in front of you. Now extend your legs towards the front into Dandasana Death Pose. Again, grounding your heels into the mat, your toes pointing towards the ceiling. This time take your hands next to your hips and really ground your hands into the mat underneath you. Elongate your spine here. Make yourself really long, lifting up through the crown of your head. And then notice where you feel the engagement within your body. Now with your next inhale, bend your right knee towards you. And then open up your knee towards the side so that the right foot is on the inside of your left thigh. Reach your arms up, make yourself long. And with your exhale, bend over your left thigh here. Maybe you reach first towards the front with a really long, strong back. And then with your next exhale, release your hands wherever they land. Maybe you can grab the outside and the inside of your left foot with your hands. And breathe here, a full belly breath. You can also have a slight bend in your knee so that your torso touches your thigh. And with your inhale, come back up into an upright position. Reach your arms up. Or with your exhale, hands to your sides, bring your knee towards your chest again. Now place your right foot onto the outside of your leg, your left leg. Keep your left leg either engaged towards the front or bring your left heel towards your buttocks. So bending your knee here. Hug your right knee with your left arm and then reach your right arm up and towards the back. Maybe you can stay here or you bring your right hand onto the mat behind you. Try to, again, really lengthen through the spine with your inhale. Lift through the crown of your head. And with the exhale, you come a little bit further into the twist. Do this movement as you breathe in and out. With your inhale, come back to center. Reach your arms up. With your exhale, maybe turn slightly towards the left side and then come back to center and engage both legs towards the front. Your heels into the mat again. Take your hands to your sides and gently press into your hands, really rooting your hands down, rooting your heels down, rooting your buttocks down. Your pelvic floor is pressing into the mat. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders back one time. Make yourself really long through the crown of your head again. Feel the engagement in different parts of your body here. A really strong pose. Dandasana. And then with your next inhale, bend your left knee towards your chest and open up your knee towards the side so that your left foot is on the inside of your right thigh. With your inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Make yourself really long. And then exhale, fold over your right thigh. Wherever your hands land, place them there, maybe grabbing the inside and the outside of your right foot. If you want, you can also bend your right knee here so that the torso is touching your thigh. This is much healthier for your lower back. With your next inhale, come back up to center, reach your arms up. And with the exhale, bring your hands to your sides. Your left knee comes towards your chest again. Place your left foot on the outside of your right leg. Either keep your right leg elongated or you bring your heel towards your buttocks. Now this time, place your right arm around your left knee, reach your left arm up and towards the back, opening up here. Maybe place your fingertips onto the mat behind you. And with your inhale, elongate your spine. With your exhale, twist a little bit further. Do this movement with your breath. And then try to really ground both hips into the mat here so you're not lifting up one hip. And also look towards the back if that's comfortable for your neck. Now with your inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit towards the right. And then elongate your legs towards the front again. Take one more time. Your hands underneath or next to your hips and press your hands into the mat. Roll your shoulders back, make yourself really long. And then with your next inhale, bend your knees behind you or your shins underneath you, your feet behind you. Sit onto your heels and then fold over your thighs into child's pose. Your hands extended towards the front. Maybe come onto your fingertips to really feel the stretch in the whole side of your body. Ground your forehead into the mat. And with your next inhale, bend your elbows or bring your elbows onto the mat so that your forearms are flat on the mat. And shift towards the front. Try to stay as low as you can. Lift your chest up. Elbows sticking inward. You could lift your hands up here. And with your exhale, come back into Balasana, child's pose. Inhale, shift towards the front. Bhujangasana variation. Exhale to the back, Balasana. Do this in your own pace a few times. Moving with your breath, inhaling to the front, lifting your chest. And with your exhale, rounding your back, coming towards the back of your heels. One more inhale to the front. And with your exhale, come towards the back, tuck your toes under, and then lift all the way up towards the ceiling with your hips into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can bend one knee at a time to walk your dog a little bit. And make sure your hands are shoulder width apart, fingers widely spread, shoulders away from your ears. Engage your core, tuck your ribs in. And then you can also stay bent with one knee and the other one straightened, heel pressing into the mat. And then exchange. Do whatever feels good for you. And then find back stillness. Your feet are hip distance apart. Hips lifting towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And with your next inhale, start to walk towards the front of your mat. Into Uttanasana, forward fold. If you want, you can have a slight bend in your knees. Grab the opposing elbows and ragdoll from side to side a little bit. Releasing your lower back here. Release your neck by shaking your head from side to side. And then release your hands and slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra into standing. Go really as slow as you can. There is no rush here. Your head comes last. And then roll your shoulders back. Take your hands to your sides, either facing your thighs or facing towards the front. You can take your feet hip distance apart or big toes touching, heels slightly apart. And then just feel this Tadasana for a while, this mountain pose. Really, you have a long spine, strong legs. And with your next inhale, we're going into some Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A's. So lift your arms through the sides all the way up towards the ceiling. Or with your exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, come into a half lift. Look towards the front. Straight back. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Phalakasana. Inhale here. Make sure you have a really strong stance. Or if you exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, come into baby cobra. Lift your chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Check your alignment and then breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Oh, if your next inhale, lift your heels, step or jump towards the front of the mat, come into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your arms through the sides all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your hands to your sides. Take a breath here. And we move again into the same sun salutation. Inhale, reach your arms up. Maybe slide back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump to the back of the mat. Now this time choose knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Throughout the practice, you can always choose in your vinyasa to do knees, chest, chin and baby cobra, or chaturanga and upward facing dog. Just listen to your body, what you need right now. So I will guide the one or the other, and you just do as you feel. With your next inhale, lift your heels, step or jump towards the front of the mat. Come into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up through the sides all the way to the ceiling, slide bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your arms to your sides. One more like this. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump to the back of the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Or if your next inhale, lift your heels, step or jump to the front of the mat. Come into half lift, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tadasana. Now we move into Sun Salutation B, so Surya Namaskar B. With your inhale, bend your knees. Sit back down with your hips. Lift your arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Keep your pelvis tucked inward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump to the back of the mat. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose step in between your hands. Lower your back, heel down, lift your arms up. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Do a vinyasa if you want, or come directly into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step in between your hands. Lower your right heel down. Lift your arms up, warrior one. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Do a vinyasa or come directly into down dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift your heels. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Come into a half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit back down, reach your arms up. Chair pose. Exhale, hands towards center. Release your arms to your sides. We do this again, this time adding on to it a little bit. Now if you inhale, reach your arms up towards the front. Sit back down into chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step or jump towards the back of the mat. High plank, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, stay here. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step in between your hands. Lower your back heel down again. Reach your arms up. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Your hip bones face towards the front as much as possible. Your front knee is above your ankle. And with your next inhale, reach up your hands. And with your exhale, open up into warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2, so your back foot is in 90-degree angle. Bend into your front knee. Stay here. Strong core, rib cage tucked in. Look over your front fingertips. Inhale, reach towards the front. Open up your palm towards the ceiling. And then with your exhale, bend towards the back of your mat. Your right arm above you. Keep bending into your front knee. Inhale, come back to center, warrior two. Or if you exhale, reach to the front and place your right hand onto the mat. Your left arm comes up towards the ceiling. You have straight arms here. Have a slight pressure in between your right knee and your right upper arm to have strong legs, and then come onto the outside of your left foot so you're not falling inward, but rather fall outward a little bit. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. And with your exhale, rotate all the way into high lunge. The back foot comes onto its toes. Hands to heart center. And step a little bit further towards the front. And then lift your back leg up into warrior three. So your leg and your upper body are in a straight line, parallel to the mat. You can keep your arms here, or you reach towards the front. One more breath here. And then with your exhale, lower slowly back down into your high lunge. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Do your vinyasa or come into downward facing dog directly. Now with your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Stay here. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Cross. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step in between your hands. Now lower your right heel down so that your back foot is in 45-degree angle. Reach your arms up. Breathe here. Bend into your front knee. Keep your hip bones facing towards the front as much as possible. Now if you inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, open up to the side. This time your right foot is in 90 degrees. Your front leg, the left leg, is bent in 90 degrees. And then reach your arms back in front. Keep your fingers inward to keep the energy in your body. Now if you inhale, reach towards the front. Open up your palm and then exhale, bend towards the back. Keep a bend in your front knee. Inhale, come back to center. And with your exhale, lower your left hand onto the mat. Your right arm comes up towards the ceiling. Bring your knee and your upper arm gently pressing together. Keep some weight in the outside of your right foot. Inhale, come back to center, warrior two. And then with your exhale, rotate your back foot back into high lunge. So come onto your toes, arms straight towards the ceiling. Step a little bit further towards the front, hands to heart center. And then lift your right leg up parallel to the mat. So your upper body is parallel to the mat in a line with your back leg. Can stay here, reach your arms towards the front. One more breath here. And then slowly lower your right foot back down, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Do your vinyasa or come directly into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift your heels, look to the front, step or jump. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit back down, chair pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your hands to your sides, roll your shoulders back. Take a few breaths here. Now with your next inhale, take your hands back to your heart center and then start to lift your toes up. So take your toes towards the ceiling and then start to lower one toe starting at the pinky toe after another until all your toes are widely spread on the mat. Maybe your big toes touch, maybe your feet are slightly apart, wherever you are. Keep your toes widely spread. And then start to lift your right leg up. So you bend your knee towards your chest. And then grab underneath your knee with your right hand. Your left hand comes onto your left hip. And with your inhale, open up your hip towards the side. So your knee comes next to your body. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, open up. Exhale, center. Inhale, open up. Exhale, center. One more like this. And then stay here. Take your hands back to your heart center. Keep your knee up. And with your exhale, lower slowly down. This time take your toes onto the mat underneath you. Your heel onto your ankle. You can either stay here or come onto your shin with your right foot, or all the way up to your upper thigh. Try to spare your knee here. You're either on your shin or your calf, or on your upper thigh, inner thigh. Now breathe here. Keep your arms in your heart center. And have a strong standing leg. Your feet is grounding, or your foot is grounding into the mat. Maybe you want to close your eyes for a few seconds here. If you can hold the balance very easily. And then with your inhale, come back to center, reach your knee back up. Exhale, lower down. Maybe you need to shake out your feet now. And then come back into Tadasana, mountain pose. Your hands to your sides, maybe big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Roll your shoulders back again. Take a breath here. And then take your hands back to heart center. Lift your toes up towards the ceiling and start to lower from pinky toe, each toe after another, onto the mat underneath. Now we move into the other side, so start to lift your left foot off the mat, bend your knee towards your chest, and grab underneath your knee with your left hand. Your right hand comes onto your hip. Inhale, open up your hip towards the side. Exhale, close back down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Try to find a drishti in front of you. A non-moving point. One more like this. And then with your exhale, come back to center. Release your hands to your heart center again. Lift your knee up. And with your exhale, bring your toes onto the mat underneath you. Heel onto your ankle. Now you can stay here or come onto your calf with your foot, or all the way up onto your inner thigh. Keep your standing leg grounded and strong. You're not overstretching here. You have a slight bend in your knee. And if you want, again, you can start to close your eyes a little bit if you want. Inhale, come back to center, lift your knee up. Now with your exhale, release back down. Maybe shake out your feet. And take your hands to your sides. Maybe rotate your hands a little bit. And find back stillness in Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a few balancing breaths here. Stay really strong with your core, with your pelvic, with your legs. We do one more Surya Namaskar B variation. So if you inhale, bend your knees, sit back down, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, look towards the front. Exhale, step or jump towards the back of the mat, high plank, move through Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. With your inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step in between your hands. This time stay in high lunge, reach your arms up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reach towards the front. Bend your elbow and place your forearm on to your thigh. Reach your left arm overhead. Extended side angle. Breathe here for 3. Keep your shoulders rolled down. Stay on the outside of your foot. And then come back into Warrior 2. Now, step a little bit further towards the front of the mat. Lower your right hand onto the mat in front of you or onto the floor in front of you and start to lift your left leg up into half moon. You can stay with your left hand onto your hip or reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And then look towards your right fingers or towards the side. Maybe you want to start bending your knee towards your hip. Grab the outside of your foot. And then with your next exhale, release into Warrior 2 again. 1 breath here. Inhale, come into high lunge, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank, do your vinyasa. And then meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step in between your hands. Stay in high lunge, reach your arms up. Exhale, open up to the right. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Now this time, reach to the front. And then bend your elbow onto your thigh, reach your right arm above you. Extended side angle on this side. 3 here. Stay on the outside of your right foot. Open your chest towards the ceiling. And then inhale, come back into Warrior 2. Step a little bit further towards the front. Lower your left knee onto the mat where your right hand was before. Lift your right leg up parallel to the mat. Right foot is flexed. Keep your right hand onto your right hip or towards the ceiling. Look down or to the side. You can also always use a block here underneath your standing hand or supporting hand, I would say. And then start to bend your right knee and grab the outside of your right foot. Sugarcane pose. And with your next exhale, slowly release back down into Warrior 2. 1 breath here. And with your next inhale, come back into center. High lunge. Exhale. Hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Lower through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift your heels, step or jump to the front of the mat. Half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit back down, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe here for 1. And then step your feet mat width apart, heels slightly inward. Start to come onto your toes and then slowly bend your knees, lower your hips down. Go as slow as you can. Maybe you start shivering a little bit, that's okay. And then release your heels onto the mat. Take your hands, or keep your hands in your heart center, your elbows pointing outward. Guide your knees outward to open up your hips a little bit more. You can always use a block underneath your pelvic floor here. And tilt your pelvic inward. Activate your Mula Bandha. Bring your chin towards your chest. And keep the energy in the upper body here. One more deep breath here. And then with your next inhale, release your hands towards the back. And then sit back down onto the mat. And bring your legs extended towards the front, heels crowning into the mat underneath you. We end this class as we started. So if you're take your hands again to your sides, press into the mat gently, lifting or extending your spine, lifting through the crown of your head. Make yourself really long one more time. And then with your inhale, bend your right knee towards your chest and open up your knee to the side. Reach your arms up. And with your exhale, fold over your left thigh, Savasana. Maybe this time you can lie all the way onto your thigh. You can round your back so that your forehead maybe comes onto your knee or your shin. Wherever you are, that's perfectly fine. Remember, you can always bend your knee a little bit to come a little bit further towards your thigh here. Go only as far into the bend as you can still feel a stretch. Inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up. And with your exhale, hands to your sides, right knee towards your chest, place your foot on the outside of your left leg. Now again, bend your knee if you want. And then hug your right knee with your left arm. Right arm comes towards the back and maybe down onto the mat. This time you can close your eyes if you want. And feel the stretch in the twist. You can also look towards the back of your right shoulder. And maybe include the breathing movement. Inhaling, lengthen your spine. Exhaling, twist further. Inhale, come back to center. This time without the twist to the other side, bring your legs towards the front. Ground your hands into the mat, make yourself really long. Feet are flexed, heels grounding into the mat, hips grounding into the mat. Now bend your left knee towards your chest. Open up, reach your arms up. And with your exhale, bend over your right thigh. Wherever you land, round your back. And take your forehead onto your knee or onto your shin. Maybe with a bend in your knee. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your knee back towards your chest and place on the outside of your left thigh this time. Your left heel maybe towards your chest, and then ground your hips back down. Take your right arm around your left leg, left arm towards the back, and maybe onto the mat behind you. Again, you can close your eyes if you want and do the breathing movement in your own breath. Maybe you look over your left shoulder this time. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring your legs outward again into a wide-legged stance. Reach your arms up over your head. And then exhale, fold over your thighs. Maybe this time release completely around your back. Let your neck hang. But still feel your heels grounding into the mat, your toes pointing upward. And then with your next inhale, slowly come back up. Bring your hands underneath your thighs, guide your feet back together, and then start to roll yourself all the way onto the mat underneath you. Where you go slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Your head comes last, and then bring your knees towards your chest. Rock from side to side a little bit. Now place your feet onto the mat underneath you. Your heels a little bit wider than hip distant. Your hands straight by your sides. With your inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Keep your inner thighs engaged and activate your muladhara here, tilting your pelvis towards the front. Keep your neck elongated so the space underneath your eyes is pressing into the mat. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. And with your exhale, come down vertebra by vertebra. Bring your knees towards your chest again. Maybe lift your head, make yourself into a ball. And then start to rock yourself up again into a seated posture. Do a few rolls here, massaging your spine. And then lift up and place your shins onto the mat all the way. Sit back down onto your heels. Now if you have a block or two or a pillow or something, if you need, place it somewhere close to you. Come to the front of the mat and sit in between your heels. We're coming into Supta Virasana for Savasana. So place your blocks behind you and then lower yourself all the way down onto them. If this is available for you without the blocks, feel free to do so. You can also use a pillow or something else. And then breathe here, release your breath. Maybe by sighing out through the mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Try to keep your knees together. Your inner thighs touching. Maybe you want to open your arms to the sides, palms facing the ceiling. Feel your chest opening up a little bit. The back side of your body grounding into the cushion underneath you. Your hips grounding into the mat. Your legs grounding into the mat. Feel how you get heavier with each exhalation, surrendering more and more into the mat underneath. And maybe you can imagine a red, vibrant light within your pelvic floor, getting brighter, spreading across your hips with each breath that you take, filling your pelvic floor with warmth and a feeling of security and safeness. With each breath you take, this red, vibrant light gets bigger, spreading upward your spine towards your navel. Further up towards your ribs, where your solar plexus is. Even further up to your chest area, filling up your whole upper body up until your collarbones and your shoulders. Filling it up with warmth, with a feeling of security. And then the red light moves all the way into your arms from your shoulders, down your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your palms of the hands, all the way through your fingers into your fingertips. And from your hips, it spreads all the way into your legs, first your thighs, into your knees. And so it can move into your shins. Maybe you want to release your legs towards the front. Let your feet fall outward. And let the red, vibrant light move into your shins and calves, your ankles and feet, up until it reaches your toes. Filling up your whole body with warmth, a feeling of safety, a feeling of security, balance, feeling grounded into the mat, connected to the earth underneath. Now breathe deeply into your chest again. And then remove the blocks from underneath or whatever cushion you had. And come to lie onto your back for a few more moments, balancing out, grounding your spine into the mat underneath. Now slowly start to bring your awareness back to your breath and how the breath fills your body with fresh air, lifting your belly, your ribs and your chest. And then start to move your fingers and toes. Maybe rotate your hands and feet. And then stretch your arms above your head, make yourself long. Maybe stretching from side to side. And bring your knees towards your chest again. Make yourself small into a little ball. Maybe lift your head. And then roll onto one side. Choose your favorite, comfortable, safe side today. And take a few moments here. Find your way back into your physical body. And then use your upper hand to gently press yourself up into a seated posture. Keep your eyes closed and take your hands to your heart center. Nod your head slightly towards your fingertips. And allow yourself to be thankful for the practice today. Thank yourself for moving your body, for focusing your mind, for taking the time to ground yourself and to connect to the element of earth through our root chakra. Inhale, take your hands to your third eye. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure to practice with you. If you enjoyed as much as I did, then subscribe my channel, like this video or comment, whatever feels like you want to do.